your hometown news station. This is KHQ Local News at 6.
Reality sets in. A school shooting in Spokane County cost one young man his life.
When your kids come home tonight, I hope you give them a kiss, give them a hug, because they came home. There will be one young man that doesn't come home ever again.
Right now, there is pain. There are questions, but there is also hope, support, resiliency, a community with a unified message. We are Freeman Strong.
And again, we are live from Freeman High School. Good evening. I'm Dan Kleckner.
And I'm Stephanie Vigil. We're just over 30 hours ago. A school shooting took place right here at Freeman High School, killing one child and injuring 3 others.
Now, a news conference was held just about an hour ago. The school superintendent, Randy Russell, outlining the details for tonight's community event, which will be held at 7 o'clock tonight. He took time, though, to talk about what it meant to him personally. He called yesterday's event, quote, an unthinkable tragedy. Katie Chen continues now with our team coverage. Katie?
Well, yeah, that's right. And if you actually take a look right behind me, I want to show you something. You'll see that the flags here at the school are actually at half staff right now. And the superintendent actually told us that they are so grateful for the outpouring of support, and they are moving forward after all this.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work for kids. That's what we always do in Freeman. However, it would not certainly be without a serious amount of grievance for the loss of our students and their family. My heart goes out to them.
He also did want to speak about the staff at the school, especially custodian Joe Bowen, who actually was the one that the sheriff said stopped the shooter in the hallway.
He is a true hero. He is an absolute true hero. He knows the kids, he loves the kids, and he was one of the very first people that were there. And I have no doubt in my mind that Joe Bowen was a big reason why things weren't worse than they actually turned out. And I know he's hurting as well, but I'm just very, very thankful to have Joe Bowen on our staff.
Now, as the healing process begins for all the families here at Freeman, they actually have a meeting tonight here at the high school gym at 7 o'clock where they'll provide counseling services as well as give updates on what's the next steps for the school district. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
Of course, this event has been very difficult for the Freeman community, but also very difficult for law enforcement.
Oh, isn't that the truth? First responders. As a matter of fact, Washington State Patrol Officer Jeff Seveny, trooper, posted this tweet that has now gone viral, calling it the worst day of his entire career, responding to an active shooter at his own child's school.
Also at a vigil last night, a deputy showed up still in his uniform, sitting beside his children and holding them very, very tightly.
And for Spokane County Sheriff Ozzie Knezevich, this has been incredibly emotional. Today he recounted what it was like to break the news to the victim's parent.
KHQ local news reporter Haley Gunther continues our team coverage.
Sheriff Ozzie Knezevich says this is one of the worst tragedies he's seen in his career. He spent hours yesterday with those families just after they got the worst news imaginable.
There's nothing like that scream. You will never forget it.
It was Sheriff Ozzie Knezevich himself who delivered the gut-wrenching news to 15-year-old Sam Strahan's mother.
My heart goes out to her because she lost her husband 3 months ago also. Half her family is now gone.
Knezevich, a father and grandfather himself, says he is heartsick over this devastation and just hopes all of us take the opportunity to give our children extra love.
When your kids come home tonight, I hope you give them a kiss, give them a hug, because they came home. There will be one young man that doesn't come home ever again.
So what can we as parents do here? Sheriff Knezevich says talk to your kids. Make sure they know if you see something, say something. It could save someone they love or even themselves. Reporting here at the Public Safety Building, Haley Gunther, KHQ Local News.
Good advice. Thank you, Haley. As for the 15-year-old suspect, the sheriff also saying that they have intentions to charge him as an adult.
That's right. He is pressing for premeditated murder charges, which means the suspect is facing life behind bars without the possibility of parole.
And today a hearing to decide if the suspect would be charged as an adult or not. That was canceled. It has now been moved to September 28th. KHQ Local News reporter Patrick Erickson talked with an attorney representing the family.
The court documents received by KHQ earlier this morning are extremely hard to read. Detectives sitting down with Caleb Sharp, that's the sophomore at Freeman High School, now accused in this shooting. You can actually read through those documents right now on KHQ.com. Earlier today, I sat down with the Sharp family lawyer, Bevan Maxey, who released a statement from his parents.
That they wish to offer their deepest condolences and sympathies to the entire Freeman community, especially the families of Sam Strahan, Emma Neese, Jordan Goldsmith, and Gracie Jensen.
Maxey went on to say that the family right now of Caleb Sharp is hoping for privacy, but more importantly, wants all of the focus to be on the victims in this shooting. Reporting downtown, Patrick Erickson, KHQ Local News.
Patrick, thank you. But tonight we want to focus on the victims, the community, the message of Freeman Strong.
That's right. The 3 survivors of yesterday's shooting are recovering in the hospital right now at Sacred Heart. That's where we find KHQ Local News reporter Joe McHale. Joe?
Dan and Steph, those victims, Emma Neese, Jordan Goldsmith, and Gracie Jensen, are reported in satisfactory condition. Wonderful news here tonight. We were also told some of the best news we've heard in a while just a little earlier today, and that is that 2 of the victims are doing extremely well and could be going home very soon.
Just we're kind of in that longer phase now of just waiting and watching. And it's the healing phase, and it's not just bones healing and soft tissues healing, but it's the stress, the trauma, the family disruptions that everyone has to heal. And now our community has to heal. So that just takes time.
Earlier today, the families released a joint statement. It says, "We wish to express our overwhelming gratitude for the outpouring of support and love you have shown our families in our time of need. In this, our darkest hour, we feel blessed and lucky in so many ways. Our daughters are recovering from their wounds, and we know that your thoughts and prayers are with us. Our hearts are breaking for another family in our community who lost their son. We are keeping Sam's family in our thoughts and prayers." And that is only part of their statement. Right now, you can read their entire statement on KHQ.com. Wonderful news here at the hospital tonight. Dan, Steph.
All right, thank you so much for that. Today, the Chaps Restaurant closed its doors to the public and opened it to members of the Freeman community.
Yeah, we talked to the owner who said she felt it was important for these families and the students to have one place to gather, to mourn, and to reflect.
Spokane in general, that people would just come and share and want to be together, because I think that we're all part of that kind of a close-knit community where if it affects you, it affects me, it affects her, and everyone is really holding hands like Red Rover, like no one's going to break that line. We're just all going to stick together.
One of our co-workers, Max Casto, is a graduate of Freeman High School, a very strong member of this Freeman community.
Yes.
He told me that earlier this afternoon he went to that event and said it was heartwarming, it was necessary, and it was packed.
That's great news, and because that's what most professionals are saying right now is don't hold yourself up. Embrace your community and get out there and talk to others.
Right. Well, you know, if you're familiar with the Freeman area, you know that there's a store, a general store.
The Freeman
they call it the Freeman store right down the road here on Highway 27. If you have an opportunity to stop in, we put out a Get Well card for folks to sign, and we're going to be delivering that probably on Monday or Tuesday to the 3 survivors at Sacred Heart. An opportunity for you to write down a message, and we will deliver that directly to them
We'd love to
next
do that.
week.
All right, so it's at the Freeman store from now until this weekend.
All right, we talked about these ribbons
Yes,
representing
right here, near our
Freeman.
heart.
Freeman Strong. Claire and Blake are outside the KHQ studios right now.
Yeah, guys, one little small token, a small way that kind of we thought of to really keep the Freeman community in our thoughts and prayers and show everybody around that the Freeman community is in our thoughts and prayers. And it's been special to watch. Literally dozens of KHQ employees today have been making these ribbons, Claire and myself included. About 2,500 of these have been made, and we want you to come pick them up.
That'd be great. You know, it's really wonderful. You wear it on over your heart, of course, and it's a great way to show other people who you meet in the community that you are also thinking about Freeman and the community there.
Yeah, really special, really simple, and really just a nice way to show that you're thinking about them as well as we know we all are. So we have these in our studio. We encourage you to come down during business hours and give us a ring on the little doorbell right there, and someone will let you in and give you one of these.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Blue and white, of course, the Freeman High School colors. We'll send it back to you guys.
All right, thank you so
appreciate
much.
it.
We're going to step aside right now, but we'll have more live coverage from Freeman.
Thanks for being with us.
It's the story we
never wanted to tell.
to the victims,
The students
And community of Freeman
our thoughts
And prayers.
are with you.
Freeman strong.
Freeman strong.
Freeman
Strong.
Freeman strong.
back here to KHQ. Blake Jensen here inside the KHQ Weather Center. Going to take a look at that forecast. The first things first, though, you notice the smoke moving back in today, and with that cooler air coming in out of the north-northeast, so too does the smoke coming in out of Montana. Winds blowing about 10 to 20 miles per hour. The issue today was that our winds for several hours were actually swirling right around the Ritzville, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, Kellogg area, so that smoke really kind of got trapped. Now it's starting to flow freely again, so things actually expected to improve overnight tonight into the day tomorrow. It's tough to tell by how much they will improve. I think we still see some smoky haze out there tomorrow, but it should at least be a little bit thinner than what's going on right now. You can see where that air has been able to freely move all day. Still fairly good to moderate out across parts of the Columbia Basin. So expecting some improvement out there tomorrow. Sunny and cool. Sunny, of course, as long as that haze isn't blocking too much of it. The other big headline, the colder temperatures. And yes, there is a possibility some areas see their first freeze by Friday night, especially our northern valleys, and certainly would appear that fall has arrived early. Cooler temperatures and rain possible into next week. And tonight, it's not just rain. Look at this moisture streaming in out of the southwest. That is snow falling in the mountains of Montana, and that's going to continue all the way through the night tonight, through most of the day tomorrow, and tomorrow night into early Saturday morning, while the rest of us staying dry. But there is a winter storm warning in place for most of southwestern Montana, where above 6,000 feet could see anywhere from 3 to 8 inches of snow. Winter weather advisory also for northern portions of Montana there, where 3 to 6 inches of snow will be possible. Now, the reason that snow even a possibility is because of that colder air that's moving in from the north. That same northeasterly wind is what's bringing in the smoke, but at least now it's getting back to moving fairly quickly. So hoping that keeps the smoke a little bit thinner. The big difference is that a couple weeks ago that smoke was trapped. Now that air is flowing freely, so should at least keep things a little bit better. But that cold air going to bring about the first freeze of the year, especially for northern valleys of Idaho and northeastern Washington, north central Washington. The typical cold spots like Republic into Sandpoint, Kellogg, those deeper valleys could get down to freezing Friday night. What that means for you, probably bring any tomato plants in or any sensitive plants to frost or Friday night into Saturday morning, as they could potentially die with that first frost of the year. Mid-60s tomorrow afternoon. Still a little bit of smoky haze, although I do expect it to be better than it is right now. Rain showers into western Montana, snow in the mountains, and then we get our shot for rain Sunday night. Sunday night into Monday, looking like a good chance for rain and a big cool down, only in the 50s, Claire, to start next week, with off and on showers then expected for most of next week.
All right, Blake, thank you. I'm tracking some news headlines tonight. Tonight, the man accused of kidnapping a pot shop employee in Cheney is now in jail. The Yakima Violent Crimes Task Force just arrested Donovan Culps near Goldendale, Washington this afternoon after a chase that ended with a crash. Other people in his car ran off and got away. The man Culps is accused of kidnapping and carjacking. 46-year-old Cameron Smith is still missing. Detectives found his car abandoned in Airway Heights earlier this week, and his wallet turned up in Stevens County. Right now, firefighters say they're investigating a suspicious fire that badly damaged a house this morning on Spokane's South Hill. Neighbors say the house was empty, but it was recently sold and had been under renovation. Crews kept the fire from spreading, and no one got hurt. Tonight, a family living near the Indian Canyon Golf Course has been left with nothing. A fire destroyed their home early this morning. The flames grew quickly, so 60 firefighters rushed in to keep it from spreading to the 4 other homes around it. The family was inside, but they and their pets all made it out safely. No word yet what started that fire either. Time now for a look at sports.
Live from the Fastenal Sports Studio, SWX on KHQ starts right now.
Just another sign of Freeman strong. The football players were out practicing yesterday.
Yeah, we've heard that the team really wants to play tomorrow. Let's go inside those studios with Sam Adams. Sam, what's the very latest on the game tomorrow?
Dan and Steph, the Scotties are Freeman strong, and they're willing to prove it on the football field if given the opportunity tomorrow night. The team practiced today for the first time following Wednesday's tragic school shooting at their high school. It was the first step in a long healing process as players try to look for some sense of normalcy after their world was turned upside down. The team has decided that it wants to play their game as scheduled tomorrow night at Freeman, but that may ultimately not be their choice while they await a decision from their school.
It's one place the community can go and start to the healing process and start to get back to a normal life as we can.
And I think that is a great place for the community to come together. And again, it's their home.
We want to go out there and should give our community what they need. I mean, everyone right now, they don't really know what to do. And I think if we can go out and we can give them something to do, give them something to watch, maybe that's the ultimate win.
All right, folks. Hey, we've got a game in progress right now in Texas. The Mariners wrapping up a 4-game series with the Rangers. That's Felix Hernandez back with the team after more than a month on the disabled list. The M's welcoming the King back with some run support. This is Kyle Seager with a 2-run home run in the second inning. That gave the M's a 2-0 lead. They're now in the fourth with the M's on top, 2-1. We'll have your highlights at 10:30 on SWX tonight. Before we go to break, SWX and KHQ are teaming up with the Washington Bankers Association to fight hunger. All month long, the Bankers Care Drive will be taking donations to help those in need. If you would like to donate, you can go online, bankerscare.com or northwestharvest.org, or you can text WABANKS to the number on your screen, 91999. We'll be right back.
back live here at Freeman, and we do want to leave you with a look at the makeshift memorial that has been building here throughout the day outside the high school. You can see many signs, one saying Freeman Strong, rest in peace, Sam.
Yeah, parents are having a meeting at 7 o'clock here, so they're starting to roll in right now. But we appreciate you being here, and of course we will continue our coverage. As soon as we learn any new information, we'll pass it along to you. Good night.
It's the story we
never wanted to tell.
To the victims,
The students and community of Freeman
Our thoughts
And prayers.
are with you.
Freeman Strong.
Freeman Strong.
Freeman
Strong.
Freeman Strong.